Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a Friday morning.
Yay!
Yeah?
Love a Friday. Friday!
Oh no, not that again. Quickly moving on, our reading is...
Our reading is 1 Kings 6 verses 11 to 28. It's quite a long one, so bear with me. Here we go. The word of the Lord came to Solomon. As for this temple you are building, if you follow my decrees, observe my laws, and keep all my commands and obey them, I will fulfill through you the promise I gave to David your father, and I will live among the Israelites, and I will not abandon my people Israel. So Solomon built the temple and completed it. He lined its interior walls with cedar boards, paneling them from the floor of the temple to the ceiling, and covered the floor of the temple with planks of juniper. He partitioned off 20 cubits at the rear of the temple with cedar boards from floor to ceiling to form within the temple an inner sanctuary, the most holy place. The main hall in front of this room was 40 cubits long. The inside of the temple was cedar, carved with gourds and open flowers. Everything was cedar, no stone was to be seen. He prepared the inner sanctuary within the temple to set the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord there. The inner sanctuary was 20 cubits long, 20 wide and 20 high. He overlaid the inside with pure gold, and he also overlaid the altar of cedar. Solomon covered the inside of the temple with pure gold, and he extended gold chains across the front of the inner sanctuary, which was overlaid with gold. So he overlaid the whole interior with gold. He also overlaid with gold the altar that belonged to the inner sanctuary. For the inner sanctuary, he made a pair of cherubim out of olive wood, each 10 cubits high. One wing of the first cherub was 5 cubits long, and the other wing 5 cubits. 10 cubits from the wingtip to the wingtip. The second cherub also measured 10 cubits, for the 2 cherubim were identical in size and shape. The height of each cherub was 10 cubits. He placed the cherubim inside the innermost room of the temple, with their wings spread out. The wing of one cherub touched one wall, while the wing of the other touched the other wall, and their wings touched each other in the middle of the room. He overlaid the cherubim with gold.
Thank you.
I can just sort of imagine that now. It's quite nice.
I have no idea how big a cubit is, but I think it's safe to say...
It'll be somewhere in your Bible, I think.
I should have looked at the study Bible, really, but I think it's safe to say, regardless of how big a cubit is, there was a lot of cedar wood and a lot of gold.
A lot of gold, yeah.
And it might seem over the top to have all this really fancy wood and gold absolutely everywhere, but the temple was meant to reflect God himself. It was the place that God lived. And so walking there would have been, and walking through the courts would have been an incredible experience with the sheer scale and beauty of the building. And in the Church of England, we do this a little bit with some cathedrals and some churches. Admittedly, some cathedrals are much nicer looking than others, but nothing, even in any degree, compared to the temple. This building was simply a work of art that was something to behold. Gemma and I visited Hillsong in London a few years ago, and I won't ever forget one of the things that the preacher said. He was talking about various things being described as Christian, so like a Christian bakery or Christian art, Christian music and so on. And in that context, he said that all these things that Christians do should be at the very high standard of what we can achieve. But instead of that, the thing that you associate with the word Christian, or lots of people do anyway, is mediocre. If something's described as a Christian music, it's mediocre music, or a Christian bakery is an average bakery. But this Christian temple was certainly not mediocre, and all the things that we should do, and all the things that we do shouldn't be mediocre either. Like the temple, all that we do should point and highlight God's characteristics and his wonderful person that he is. Our sermons should be well crafted, eloquent and easy to understand. Our worship should be powerful, moving and in tune. Our pastoral care should be abounding in love and compassion, and your metaphorical bakery should have the best metaphorical cakes and bread that you can make.
But if you're good at baking, then...
Or literally the best bakery, yeah.
Yeah, we like cake here.
Well, yeah, exactly. Matt has already figured that one out, I think. And these are just to name a few, but hopefully you get the point. That all we do should reflect God's glory, just like the temple did. So there you go. A short and concise thought for the day, but I know one that challenged me when we were at Hillsong, and yeah, I still remember it now. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah.
We'll see you.
We'll see you soon. Bye.
See ya.